Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Litter Media Live. It is Wednesday, I believe, is it not?
It is.
I am so scatterbrained this morning. My mind is in 5 different locations. I drew a complete blank at the end of our special edition.
It was funny. You should go watch it.
Yeah, it's kind of like I forgot who the sponsor was, but yeah, it's. I think the Bible talks about a double-minded man. I think it's talking about something else, but this is also what happens when you can't stay focused on what you're.
What happens when you get old?
That's part of it too. That is definitely part of it too. So let's go where we know we need to go, and that is to you, our viewers. We still got to get this picture changed because I hope we don't have any more ice.
I can do that right now.
In the spring. We're warming up. Now, I think it is going to get a little cooler next week, but hopefully it's not going to result in any ice. But here's
It'll result
today.
in these pretty flowers.
Yeah, that is pretty. I'm getting stopped up already from the hay fever. Partly sunny today and tomorrow with highs of about 50 today, 57 tomorrow. And then looking for some rain Friday through almost each day into midweek. Temperatures are going to be up around 72 on Friday, 74 on Saturday, but again, rain is going to come along with that and cool things off a little bit for early next week. A lot to tell you about today when we come back here on Litter Media Live. Accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing. They're going to be in the news today, too.
Yes, they are.
And we'll tell you more about that big honor that they got. I think it was earlier this week. But when you need service for your heating, cooling, plumbing, accurate, they're the ones you want to give them a call. Your trusted comfort advisor for more than 4 decades. Accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Haynes Total Healthcare Center is celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of the community. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on littermedia.com, and it will take you right to their website to learn more. HaynesHealth.com.
Hey, and we want you to always bookmark, if at all possible, our website, littermedia.com, on your computer, whether it's your smartphone or on your laptop, so you can check out on the beneficial news that you can use. At the top of our news today, Chillicothe Mayor Luke Feeney was on our special edition yesterday where he was talking about possible changes in the Octangie Park renovation plan.
Because of the different funding sources and the literal geography and surveys and input, the final plan is yet to be final. And recently we've had conversations about the traffic changes, whether that's a roundabout or whether that's regular signalization. I'll talk quickly about that. Our request, based on the comprehensive plan, was we asked this engineering firm to design for us city streets that were safe for pedestrians. Now you might think to yourself, well, aren't they okay now? Water Street is designed for a lot more traffic than it actually gets. Yeah. It's 4 lanes, which is the same as Main Street and doesn't get nearly as much traffic as Main Street. And if you just think about the volume that can go through those 4 lanes. So getting people walking around Water Street, walking into the park was a big goal of ours.
And you can get the complete rundown of that interview in our Litter Media YouTube site. Again, that interview was done live yesterday.
Accurate Mechanical has been named the 2025 Air Conditioning Contractors of America Commercial Contractor of the Year.
Woohoo!
Founder and President Tom White and son Brian White, Vice President of Commercial Division, were at the ACCA Conference and Expo in Texas to accept the award Monday evening. Congratulations to the Accurate team.
Tom was not in Sunday school class. They said he was in Texas, but they didn't know why. Well, now we know. Congratulations to the Accurate team. Also a special edition this morning with the Pickaway Addiction Action Coalition, Susan Metzger and Amy Reimer. They were here to talk about a new grant that they've received called Talk, They Hear You.
We're happy to say that we have this grant called Talk, They Hear You.
Mm-hmm. And what's the emphasis behind this effort?
The gist is having parents have that conversation with their youth regarding substance use, misuse, what's going on in our community, all these shops popping up, dispensaries popping up. We have a lot of grandparents and guardians raising our children, and they're not aware of these vapes and these little, we all know cigarettes, but they don't know what these vapes and contraptions are. Mm-hmm. So it's more geared for having that conversation with your child. The best one to hear it from is the parent.
And that, too, full interview can be seen. If you missed it live earlier this morning, including my forgetful faux pas at the end of the interview, on our Litter Media YouTube site.
Yes. Bridle trails, which are used for horseback riding in all-purpose vehicle areas in Ohio state forests, will reopen this spring following their seasonal winter closure. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Forestry will reopen bridle trails Monday, March 31st, followed by the Richland Furnace and Perry State Forest's APV areas on Friday, April 4th. The Pike State Forest APV area will reopen on Monday, April 7th.
Koinonia Farms Camp is gearing up for their May 17th edition of the Eagle Endurance Challenge of Koinonia Farms Camp in Hocking Hills. Registration is open to both participants as well as volunteers, if you'd like to volunteer for that event. The goal is to have at least 100 participants and 50 volunteers to make that happen. Now, if you're watching us live, and of course, for those of our listeners on Litter Media Radio, you can't do this, but if you're watching this program live, you can see the little QR code where you can register at $75 per person.
Join the Ross County Historical Society for Scherenschnitte Workshop on April 5th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Reservations are limited, so please call 740-772-1936 to reserve your spot.
You get an A+, son. I always make Dan Ramey read that story.
I was nervous.
Because I'm always afraid it's not going to come out the way it's supposed to. Roundtown Wiener Dog Derby is scheduled for June the 15th this year up in Circleville. Again, there's a QR code on the screen to get more information, as well as registration, which is supposed to be at noon that day. So this, I don't know if this is comparable to the one that Petland has in Chillicothe or what. But
those are races. I don't know if there's a difference between the Derby and the race.
I mean, when I think of Derby, I'm thinking of like Kentucky Derby, so maybe they're racing too. I don't know.
I think of like a demolition derby, which would not be good
that
for
would
the
not
dogs.
be pretty with the Wiener dogs, yeah.
Opening day for the Fayette County Farmers Market will be May the 10th. This year's market will be held at the TSC parking lot on Columbus Avenue in Washington Courthouse. The Farmers Market will be held each Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to noon, May 10th through October the 18th, and then Wednesday, May the 14th through October 1st.
And that Wednesday time, which I didn't get on that original, is 3 to 6. So morning on Saturdays, afternoons on Wednesday.
There we go.
Going to stay in Fayette County for our road report today. State Route 41 has a pipe replacement project between Carr Road and Jupiter Street, and that'll close starting Monday, this coming Monday, March 31st, and go through Friday, April 4th. And again, that is for a pipe replacement. Sports is coming up next. We'll have everything from the high school to the pros, all ahead on Litter Media Live. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, the spring is in full swing now, folks. We can't say spring is on the way. It's officially here. 253-8389 for a free quote, a free estimate from Carl Gerhardt as to what it would take to have an orange dumpster brought to your facility, brought to your home, brought to your farm to get rid of that junk. Whether it's Ross or surrounding counties, Scioto Valley Dumpsters, give them a call.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Pain was interfering with Tiffany's active lifestyle. Same-day hip replacement at the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute got her back to the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Also, wanting to let you know about Hometown Motor Incorporated Spring Sales Event. While supplies last, new riding tractors starting at $1,699.99. New zero-turn mower starting at $3399.99. New walk-behinds starting at $399.99. New chainsaws starting at $279.99. New blowers at $199.99. And new trimmers starting at $229.99. And again, this is while supplies last, so don't delay. Get in there now. Hurry in to get the best selection on this spring sales event at Hometown Motors Incorporated on Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe.
Your store for the outdoors.
I like that. I like that. Time for sports. The last of the girls' state All-Ohio honors went out yesterday, and we've got a couple of gals from Unioto. As far as our local coverage area, they fared the best. Unioto's Milee Smith, a first-team All-Ohioan. That's Milee on the far left for Unioto. And Maya Hamilton, also of Unioto, she was a second-team All-Ohio selection. You can find that complete list in our website story about All-Ohio for Division III at littermedia.com.
Tuesday's high school softball scores included Hillsboro's 9-0 win over Eastern Brown, where Cameron Spruill fired a no-hitter, striking out 20 out of 21 batters. She was one walk away from a perfect game.
Not bad.
Among the other games that were played, Chillicothe beat Zane Trace 7-2. Waverly was up 7-2 on Adina, but that game was suspended in the third inning. I was there. It started raining.
Did you melt?
I did not melt, but I said I need to get out of here.
I got to get out of here.
I guess they decided the same soon after I left. North Adams beat Huntington 16-14. Jackson over Circleville 6-2. McLean over Fairfield Union 19-4. South Webster over Eastern Pike 2-1. Athens over Belpre 8-2. Cedarville gets a win over Washington 6-1. Greenview loses to Fairfield 10-3. Lancaster over Hilliard Bradley 5-2. Bloom Carroll 11, Heath 1, and Nelsonville York 10-8 over Byrne Union. Kenton Ridge 1, Sheridan 0.
And you got a boys volleyball score that I got you up there?
Oh, shoot, I do. I did get that email, but I didn't put it in there.
Okay, well, the Cavaliers last night winning over Wayne High School. That's over in the southwest part of the state. That went 3-0. Jeff Skinner will be the new girls head basketball coach at Athens High School, pending board approval. And if I'm not mistaken, that board meeting was last night. So Eric Schultes, who is the AD, posted that just before the board meeting. So congratulations to Jeff Skinner on that new girls coaching basketball job at Athens High School.
The creators of the Southern Ohio Forest Rally are announcing a new off-road event for this spring with the 24 Hours of Appalachia Buckeye Blitz, May the 2nd through the 4th. Volunteers are being sought to help with this event. Go to their social media sites for more details.
In the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers snapped that, I think it was a 3-game losing skid, 3 or 4, something like that, 122-111 in a win over the Portland Trailblazers last night. And opening day for the Cincinnati Reds is tomorrow at 4:10 as they'll take on the San Francisco Giants. Again, that's tomorrow, the Reds and Giants opening day. There's been some baseball played.
In Japan.
Who was that? The Dodgers and who did they play?
I remember the Dodgers. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember who they played. But those were 2 actual regular season games that Major League Baseball started over in Tokyo.
Was it the Cubs?
Yes, that's right. The Chicago Cubs. Thank you. And I think the Dodgers may have won both of those games. Did. So for the Redlegs, tomorrow is opening day. We're going to take you back to 1812. A little, should I say a little wandering around the map on this date? All that's coming up on Litter Media Live.
But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. There's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about our metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary.
Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Got a clarification on the Roundtown Weiner Dog Derby. That'll be at the Pickaway County Fair.
Yes.
We gave you the date, but it's at the fairgrounds in Circleville. Going back to 1812, a little history lesson today. A cartoon titled The Gerrymander in the Boston Gazette introduces the term gerrymandering. It refers to Massachusetts Governor Eldridge Gerry, but it's spelled Gerry, who signed into law oddly shaped district boundaries to help the incumbent party. And that exists to this day, the gerrymandering.
I'm still not entirely sure what it is.
Really?
No. I've heard that term so many times, but no one's ever explained to me this is what a gerrymander is.
Let's just, for an example, take a congressional district or let's just stick with that. That's easy. When you look at how the map is drawn out as to the makeup of that district, there's not any clean lines by only this county, that county. Oftentimes it'll curl and zigzag because it has to be based on a certain number of people in that district. So you just can't make it a clean line on every county border because the population might not match up to what you need for the House of Representatives.
I see.
And that's where now some of it it's really, really goofy looking to benefit one party or another. But that's where this term came from back in 1812. That's going to wrap things up. I think we have another special edition coming up here at noon.
Yes, to talk about the DD Awareness basketball game that's coming up tomorrow.
Coming right around the corner. And then we have special editions tomorrow morning at 10 and then Friday morning at 10, along with our daily program at 11 o'clock. Dan Ramey's on assignment right now, so for Dan Ramey and Mr. Hand 2 on camera, Aaron Glandon, this is Mike Smith saying so long from all of us at Litter Media Live.